show you one of my everyday soft glam makeup looks. I think soft glam has become one of my favorite makeup looks. It's super versatile because it's perfect for every day, but then you could also wear it on like a girl's night out or a hot date and it's perfect. And I just sat down to do my makeup, so I figured I'd film a little get ready with me. And I already prepped my skin. I went in with the Say Beauty Glowy Super Gel. It gives the skin this really pretty like glowy radiance. And then I did go in and spot conceal any pimples, blemishes with the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. That's what those little dots are on the face. This helps conceal the redness before I go in with foundation. The NARS Pot Concealer is actually one of my favorite ways to spot conceal pimples, but this is a tried and true concealer. It's one of my faves. I just got a facial the other day too, so my skin is purging a little bit, which means I'm just breaking out a little bit more. This video is gonna be a mix of some of my favorite drugstore and high-end products. And the NYX Thick It Stick It is one of my favorite brow products to use. I usually use the shade Cool Ash Brown, and this is a thickening brow gel, which means there's actually little fibers in this brow gel that build on top of your natural brow hairs, giving the appearance of a fuller, thicker brow. And I feel like I always say this in my content, but I'm so lazy when it comes to doing my eyebrows. So a one-step brow like this is perfect for me. This really does make such a big difference, and it's the only brow product I'm gonna use today. We're gonna hop right into foundation now. This is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. This is hands down like my favorite foundation. I've been using this for so long now. I have gone through bottles of this foundation. It is so incredible. There's actually skincare benefits in this too, so it's kind of like that makeup skincare hybrid. You can really build it up too to almost like a full coverage finish, but you could also just go in with one pump. So it's a super versatile foundation when it comes to coverage. I've worn that foundation to the gym. I've worn it on no makeup looks, soft glam, full glam, hot sweaty days in the city at events, and it really does like stand the test of time. It's just amazing. For this next step, I either like to go in with like a round brush like this or a brush like this that has a bit of an angle. I'm gonna take a little bit of that foundation on this round brush, and I essentially just carve around my brows right here. It cleans up any mistakes, but it really just helps your brows stand out. It also makes it so much easier when I go in and apply my foundation because I don't have to take my foundation brush and apply it too close to my brows and chance getting foundation in my brow hairs. It's super satisfying. And with this technique, the brows are gonna look a little boxy to begin with. And that's when I just go in with the spoolie and just kind of brush through the brows. Helps get rid of any unwanted harsh lines around the brows. And they still look pretty natural. Now that the brows are done, I'm just gonna go in and take a little bit of foundation right on top of the lid. I usually blend it out with my finger and then just go in with a beauty blender or any sponge you have. This is gonna be the easiest eye tutorial ever. We're gonna take the Master Mattes palette. This is from Makeup by Mario. Pick your favorite shade. Sometimes I even use bronzer for this. And I'm actually gonna use a big fluffy concealer brush. Take a little bit of the shadow on the brush. Always tap off the excess. And I'm just gonna press that shadow onto the outer corner of the eye. I'm just kind of pressing that pigment down, and then I'm going in. You could do windshield wiper motions. Then you can just kind of drag it into the shape that you'd like. I really like to lift the eye up so you can see I'm kind of sweeping that shadow up towards the temples. And I apply a very little bit at a time because I want to make sure I have control over how much I'm building this up. And then we're just gonna repeat that on the other side. I also always love a little highlight moment. So I'm gonna take the cream shadow on this brush and just apply that to the inner portion of the lid. I'm even gonna take that into the inner corner a little. And for some added dimension, I'm gonna take a little bit of that brown shadow on a smaller brush and kind of just drag that shadow along the sides of the nose. It's kind of like a high nose contour, but I really feel like it just makes the eyes pop. I'm also gonna do the same thing right here. That's just gonna add some depth and dimension. And depending on the day, sometimes I'll go in and add a pop of shimmer. And when I usually do that, I use the Ethereal Eyes palette from Makeup by Mario. This is something I've been doing for years now. It's one of my favorite makeup hacks. Grab your favorite brow pen. I'm gonna use the Brow Blade. This one is from Urban Decay. And I'm using the shade Brunette Betty. And we're just creating a very soft, not super opaque wing. There's a couple reasons why I like to use a brow pen instead of using an eyeliner. I like that it's not super opaque. It's not super duper pigmented, so it gives you a nice little shadow of a wing, because I always love the shape of a wing and how it looks on me, but sometimes I don't want the intensity of the pigment of a classic liner. So I love that I can really just control how pigmented and how intense my wing is with this. And then you also get the staying power of a brow pen and like a brow stain. So it's just one of my favorite hacks. And you can see I didn't bring it in all the way. It's just kind of like a little bit of a wing on that outer corner of the eye. And I usually like to bring my wings out more horizontal instead of like flicking them up. And then I like to just clean up under the wings with either foundation or concealer on an angled or round brush. This just really helps to sharpen the wing and clean up any of that extra shadow. And just remember, your wings are not twins. They don't always have to look identical. Obviously mine are not, and that's totally fine. And if you guys know me, you probably know that I love freckles. I apply faux freckles like every single day, and I use all different kinds of freckle pens. My go-to is the Rudy Berry and Bugle freckle pen. I also really like this one from Tarte. And then obviously the classic Freck Beauty freckle pen is amazing. What I'm doing right now is underpainting my freckles on. So essentially I'm just applying my freckles right now before foundation, because when I go in with my foundation, the foundation is going to lay beautifully on top of the freckles. And what I love about underpainting with freckles is that these freckles are going to peek through my foundation and hopefully give the appearance of natural freckles, even though they're not real. Next, I'm gonna go in with my foundation and I'm just gonna dot this on my cheeks. And one thing I almost always do is go in with a setting spray, and I like to spritz the skin a little bit before blending out any of my cream products. I've also been really loving the Makeup by Mario foundation brush. This is so good. I hope you guys can tell over the camera just how beautiful this foundation is. It really is amazing. I like to bring this into the ear, into the hairline, down the jawline, down the neck a little bit, just to get the most seamless blend. And then I'll do one cheek at a time too, so the foundation doesn't really have time to set. And even when my skin is kind of breaking out and not at its best, which is what it's like right now, I always prefer to go in with like a light to medium coverage foundation, and then I like to build coverage wherever I want it with a concealer. For me, it just keeps my base feeling as natural and lightweight as possible. And then I'm gonna apply the foundation to the forehead. And because we carved the brows out, I don't have to take the foundation brush super close to the brows. And then I like to do my nose last. And I'm just gonna take whatever's left of foundation, and then I'm just gonna go in and build up that coverage where I want it. For concealer today, we're gonna use the new Say Beauty concealer. This is called the Slip Tint Concealer. It's so good. I love how creamy it is. For more full glam and full coverage makeup looks, I do prefer to go in with a fuller coverage concealer. But for like an everyday soft glam look like this, I think this concealer is perfect. I usually just go in and blend it out using that same foundation brush. And then I'll blend the eyes out last with a sponge. And I'm just using a dry beauty blender for this. It's very rare that I actually like dampen my beauty blender. So we covered up most of the freckles, but you can still see a few of them kind of peeking out. So I'm just gonna add a few more. You have full permission to judge me for this. I know it looks so bad, but it's very well loved. This is the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer. And I'm gonna use the shade Light Medium. I'm gonna use that Makeup by Mario foundation brush too. This is one of my favorite ways to contour and bronze the skin. I like to apply this higher up on the cheekbone, and I always like to blend my products on the cheeks going up, just to give me that nice lift. I also like to take this around the temples and blend it back into the hairline. And we'll do a little under the chin and in the cupid's bow. If I ever bring my bronzer or contour too low, I will either go in with my foundation brush or even just add some concealer to just kind of sculpt it and sharpen that line a bit. My skin is a little bit more textured than normal right now. I've been breaking out a little bit more because I had that facial, but you could really see just how beautifully all of these products are sitting on top of my skin, even when my skin's kind of been going through it. Blush for me is kind of different every day, but I really love this one from Nude Sticks. This one's in the shade Pink Ice. I almost always prefer to apply my products to a brush first and then apply to the skin. That almost always gives me the most natural and seamless finish. And the way that it just blends is just so beautiful. You guys know just how much I love my blush. If you guys have a heavy hand with your blush just like I do, don't worry, just grab your foundation brush and you could soften and blur those harsh lines just by tapping around the edges. And you could see that I applied my blush a little bit higher up towards the temples in the C shape, and that gives it a really nice lift. And I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty Match Stick. This is in the shade Amber Suede. This definitely has more of a cool tone, so I love to use this for my nose contour. This is a Morphe E16 brush. I got this baby at TJ Maxx a long time ago. I'm pretty sure they still have one of these. I just think it's renamed and rebranded. This is just how I contour my nose. I just do two parallel lines and kind of form them into a triangle towards the tip of the nose. And then I also like to blend it out underneath the tip of my nose and then right above the tip of my nose. And I do love this Tarte freckle pen. This one's a little bit more creamy though. It's not like a stain. When I do use this, I do have to apply the freckles like a little bit more frequently, just because I'm blending and adding so much product. I love glowy skin like this, but the truth of the matter is it's not gonna last and it's not gonna wear well unless I set it with powder. So I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty setting powder. I'm gonna use the shade Pound Cake. This is one of my favorite powders of all time. It's so good. I always crease under my eyes because I have fine lines there. So I blend those out, and then I'm just gonna go in with a powder puff. I'm believe these are in my storefront too. And then I'm just gonna set my under eyes with that powder. Look at the difference. I do have one with more of a pink undertone too, and I love using that to like brighten under my eyes. I do love to use the shade Cupcake for that. Setting powder like this is going to set your makeup in place. It is going to mattify it a little bit, but it's gonna make sure that your makeup is locked in and doesn't move or slip around all day. And if your makeup does tend to crease on you or feel pretty sticky or wet when you touch it, this is also gonna help with that. And then I'm just gonna tap the powder over the rest of the base. We are taking away a lot of that really pretty like radiance and glow, but we're gonna bring it back. I'm gonna use this bronzer from the Hourglass Ambient palette. Oh, and another thing, when you're pressing powder into your skin, make sure you're just pressing it in and not rubbing so you don't disturb those cream products and move around your base. I'm just gonna take a nice little angled brush here and take a little bit of that bronzer on my brush. And instead of swiping this on because I don't wanna move the products around, I'm just going to tap this onto the skin. So basically I'm applying powder bronzer wherever we applied cream bronzer. This is really gonna help set those cream products in place. And it's also just gonna add a little bit more pigment and depth to the look. And the bronzer that I'm using does have a little bit of glow to it as well. So sometimes I go in with a matte bronzer like the Hoola one from Benefit, but if I want more glow to the skin, I do use this one. We're gonna do a brown mascara today. I'm gonna use the Bad Gal Bang in brown. Bad Gal Bang from Benefit's one of my all-time favorite mascaras. I just think it's amazing. And I wanna go for more of like a separated and long lash look today. So I'm just gonna do a really quick coat. Sometimes I choose to not do my lower lashes, but we're gonna do them today. I'm just adding a touch of that brown shadow under my lash line. You guys can really see the difference here. It just brings the whole look together and adds more depth. And even on days where I am wearing black mascara on the top, sometimes I do like to wear the brown mascara on the bottom. It's just not as intense, and I love the softness of the brown. And especially for like a no makeup look, brown is a go-to for me. Almost forgot to mention this. This is what I've been wearing on my lips this whole time. This is the Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. I'm using the shade Strawberry Sorbet. It smells really good. It's so hydrating. And this actually lasts. Like, this stays on your lips. I could put this on before bed, wake up in the morning, and still feel this on my lips. And I do love wearing a lip mask or a lip treatment like this one while I'm doing my makeup. It really just helps to add so much hydration and kind of prep my lips before I go in with lip liner and my lip products. Unfortunately, I am all out of my everyday go-to lashes. They are press-on lashes from Impress. I use every single style of them, but my go-tos are usually the curly ones or the voluminous ones. And then I use the spiky ones when I want more of like a full glam look. I have these though. They basically are like the same concept. They are self-adhesive lashes, but these are just not as good to me as the Impress ones. But basically with these, they are press-on lashes and you apply them underneath your lashes, give it a little squeeze, and then they just adhere. And that's just two of them on the outer corner. I really love these. I think these are really nice too from Amazon, but the Impress ones are just top tier to me. And then sometimes I add a liner to my waterline just to kind of help blend that band a little bit better. And if you wanted to, you can go in, add a little bit more mascara just to help blend everything together and make it more seamless. But I love these lashes. Again, I wear the Impress ones like every single day. They're amazing. I just took off my little lip mask and we're gonna do a lip combo. My lip combos vary every single day. There's so many lip combos that I just love. We can do this new one. We could do a milk one, but I do love a glossy like nude pink lip. And I love this right here. This is from Huda Beauty. It's in the shade Pinky Brown. It's one of the lip contours. I have this really cute set here though from Kosas, so let's do a lip combo from them. I'm gonna use the lip liner in the shade Mega. I actually just posted a short form video using these products. I usually overline the top of my Cupid's bow and just round it out a little bit. And then I overline under my bottom lip. And then on the sides, I usually just follow my natural lip line. And I'm just gonna clean up that lip liner using that extra foundation on my round brush. And then this is a lip oil gloss from Milk Makeup. This is in the shade Work Trip. It's one of my favorites. And that's me on the wall right there. I was a part of the Milk Jelly Tint campaign. You guys will actually see me on the Sephora website under the Milk Jelly Tints. Oh, I just love this look so much. And I told you guys we're gonna go in and add some life back into this look, make it a little bit glowier again. Grab your favorite setting spray. This is one of the ones that I have on rotation. It's the Milk Makeup one. And we're just gonna spritz the skin. So there are some setting sprays that make your makeup look a little bit glowier and dewier and more radiant. There's also setting sprays that can mattify your makeup. And then there's also really good setting sprays that just really lock your makeup in so it doesn't budge. I love the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. It really helps set the makeup in place so it doesn't move, but it adds a really pretty glow to the skin and really just helps kind of melt all of those powders together, making my base look so much more natural and glowy. And if I need my makeup to really last, like I'm talking jump off of a boat and go swimming into the ocean, I use used the one size. I'm serious, I actually did that. I used the one size setting spray and I took it for a test and I went swimming in the ocean. I jumped off of a boat, full face of makeup on, and it looked amazing. I have that video posted in my short form content as well. But I love that. It's literally like a hairspray for your face. So I don't use that every single day, but when I really need my makeup to last and look good all day long or for a really special occasion, that's the one I use. And I also use it like with something like this too. So I kind of combine different setting sprays. I wish you guys could see this in person. I absolutely love this. I recently just started adding the shadow right here and like shaping it like that, and I feel like it's made such a big difference. But I love this makeup. Again, it's just a nice like every single day soft glam. You can definitely take this look from day to night if you wanted to. Let me know if you guys want to see like a no makeup look as well, because I know this one had a lot of steps. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little everyday soft glam makeup tutorial. I hope it was helpful. If you guys have questions on any of the products we used, any questions at all, I will try my best to answer them, so let me know in the comment section. And let me know if there's any other makeup looks that you guys would like to see or any products we should test together. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye!